You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
I grew up hearing gunshots in the late night. Ghetto bird, police sirens as a mother cries. Just another victim of the Soundbrown genocide. Locals posted, locked and loaded, ready to take lives. And when they heard the chieflet, they would duck up out of sight. Like your car when the sun down, it was mission time. You had to stay alert, cause bullets always travel blind. We stayed posted, we stayed drinking, and we getting high. Marchando down the enemy's neighborhood as we ride. Put the hood, put the glica sample, fuck their side. No regrets, but the truth is no peace of mind.
G-File.
Another large neighborhood that be right here in Bell Gardens is the Bratz neighborhood. Yes, the same Bratz as the ones from Huntington Park. They have a strong presence right here in Bell Gardens. They've been already right here for a cool minute already. You know, the Bratz gang is a large and old school neighborhood in its own. They've been right here in Bell Gardens since the 80s, man. You can find them throughout Gage and Garfield. So through all of those back ends is where you can see their activities and all of that. You know what I mean? The Bratz gang, TBZ. Also, you do see it up as Traviesos. So you could also see it up like that. And yeah, right here in Bell Gardens, it's got a strong presence. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, the Bell Garden Bratz gang is the side where the rapper Troubles from the Brown side, that's his barrio and the side that he's from. You know, he's from the Bell Garden side. You know, if you guys haven't checked out his music, go check out his music. Homie has skills. Homie's phenomenal in rapping. Yeah, right here in Bell Gardens, you know, they definitely have a strong presence and be putting the barrio on the map. You know, you definitely hear about these guys. You know, these guys ain't no chums. Like I said, the Bratz gang is an old school and large neighborhood in itself, and you know, very respected. You know, they got a lot of riders, a lot of down homies. I know a few homies out of the Bratz gang. You know, shout out to Blackie, Crow. Shout out to Trouble. Shout out to all the homies. Oh, Scrappy. Shout out to all the homies from the Bratz gang that be right there representing it and holding it down. You know what I mean? Definitely putting their barrio up on the map. And these guys ain't no chumps. You know, these guys are with the business, homie. You come over here tripping, I mean, they don't get it clapping. You know, I know a lot of fools tend to want to try to clown on the name, but like I'm telling you, man, that TBZ ain't no joke, homie. They definitely be putting their barrio on the map and holding it down for Bell Gardens and their gang right there on that side. But yeah, that's what's up with the Bratz gang. Now, through these back streets, almost by Florencia and like Garfield and all that, you have the Posterior Boys. Posterior Boys is a street right here in BG, so that's where they get the name from. You could also find them also by the back ends of Bell Gardens, like almost heading into Southgate by where Garfield's at, almost by the theater. You could also find them through those back ends as well. You know, they tend to kind of like drift along throughout Bell Gardens, apart from being right there on Posterior. And that these guys, you know, they were never really that large of a neighborhood, but you definitely see them up. You know, they definitely be doing their thing. You see the graffiti and all that. They were established since the 80s. Like I said, roughly a small neighborhood, but nonetheless, you know, they got their riders, and you know, you see the activity, and that's what's up with the Posterior Boys right there. Another neighborhood right here that you have is the NTS neighborhood. Now, the NTS neighborhood used to be a tag banging crew that became a neighborhood. I can't confirm if it became a neighborhood, but that's what they ride. That's what they put, you know, the 1-3. Now, I know that they were a tag banging crew that was around since the late 90s, early 2000s. NTS stands for Notorious, Barrio Notorious. They got a few cliques. They got the Winos and a few other cliques. They were roughly always they're large for a tag banging crew, but a lot smaller for a neighborhood. They're not that old school, obviously, but that's only because they were a tag banging crew and everything like that. So, you know, they barely established themselves as a neighborhood. But I can confirm that. But that's what they ride. You know, that's what they say, and that just won't be cracking. You know what I mean? But that's who the NTS neighborhood is. It stands for Barrio the Notorious, and you can find them right here in Bell Garden throughout. You can find them where the bicycle casino's at, so by Florence through those back ends to almost by Clara, and yeah, they be right there holding it down and you know, putting it on the map for their rider right there. Another neighborhood that you have right here in Bell Gardens that originated out of Bell Gardens is the WES neighborhood. Now, the WES neighborhood has been around right here since the 80s. I heard it was a tag banging crew that became a neighborhood, but they're old school, you know what I mean? Like I said, since the 80s. they're not that large as some of these other neighborhoods right here, but nonetheless, homie, they definitely be having the riders. You definitely see the activity by these guys. They hit up a lot. You know what I mean? Now the WES neighborhood stands for Barrio Wicked Evil Sureños. Now you can find them throughout like Loveland, almost by the park too. You can find them out throughout Gage, Corona, Ajax. You just see them throughout. Like Gage over here on the side of Bell Gardens. And like I said, homie, they definitely have the riders. You know what I mean? And been right there representing. One of the neighborhoods that bred it out of Bell Gardens. You know what I mean? So they're proud to represent the BG right there. You know what I mean? And yeah, they definitely be going at it right there, holding it down for their side. Like I said, just because they're not as large as some of these other neighborhoods right here or as old school, doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? These guys definitely have the riders and they're with it, homies that be putting right there. They're riding up on the map. You feel me? And that's what's up with the WS neighborhood right there. Now, another neighborhood that you have right here is the JBI neighborhood. Now, the JBI neighborhood was a tag banging crew. They became a neighborhood roughly in the 2000s. They were pretty old school tag banging crew, but now it's a neighborhood, and they definitely with it. You know what I mean? I've been hit up by these guys. They definitely have the riders. I know a few of these guys as well. So they definitely be with the business, homie. These guys, ain't no chumps. You know what I mean? They got the riders that be right there representing for their rider. Go check out the homie Bullet. His album, Just Blaze It, Firme album. You know what I mean? Homie gets down. And yeah, that's what's up with the JBI neighborhood right there. Now, JBI stands for Juveniles, or Just Blaze It is the two ones that you definitely hear. Barrio Juveniles or Barrio Just Blaze It. And like I said, homie, these guys are with the business, homie. They definitely put in work and they definitely earn their 1-3. They got a lot of riders, and they be out throughout the whole south side, like, Maywood, Bell, Cudahy, whatever. But right here in Bell Gardens, they got a strong presence by the Loveland Park. And yeah, homie, they definitely be putting it on the map, homie. Shout out to the homie Boo Boo. Shout out to Spooky. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to all the homies from JBI that be right there representing it and putting their rider up on the map. You feel me? That's what's up with the Juveniles gang. And another neighborhood that you have right here in Bell Gardens is the Florencia neighborhood. But that's the surprise to nobody, because Florencia is literally everywhere and spread out throughout all of Los Angeles. And Bell Gardens is no different. They do have a strong presence right here in Bell Gardens. But because it does stay close to like roughly the other cities in which Florence is, well established, like in Bell, also like in Huntington Park. You know what I mean? And the homies do move in because they are large. They are a large hood. So they do have homies that just like move around from different location to different locations. So, Bell Gardens is no different, and that's how you get them established right here. And yeah, and even though they're not as large as roughly some of these other cities that they run, like the Firestone District or Huntington Park and stuff like that, they still are a presence to be reckoned right here in BG and representing right there and putting it down for their rider and putting it on the map. So right here, also in BG, right here by the Fords Park, you also have the Southside Westmore Street neighborhood. Now, Westmore Street is a neighborhood that is in downtown Los Angeles, by the MacArthur Park area. But they do also have a presence right here in Bell Gardens. Been right here in Bell Gardens since the early 2000s. So not to be confused with Walnut Street, this is the WST, but it stands for Westmore over here. I know that it is confusing because they use the same abbreviations. Yeah, and they're not as large as their original home base right there in West LA, but nonetheless, they're still a presence to be reckoned with over here. They still have their riders. I think it's a small tank crew that had got into their hood over here. So they are located right there by the Forest Park. Definitely going at it with Junior Mafia. It seems like that's like the worst rivals over here on this side. Definitely bad blood. But like I said, it's because right there in the Forest Park, there's several neighborhoods established right there. So when you have so many different neighborhoods in one location, you are gonna get animosity and drama and stuff like that. But yeah, Westmore Street right here still be representing it and holding it down for theirs and putting their rider on the map.